No one prepares you for how difficult it is traveling with baby for the very first time. Here are 10 things that I learned the hard way traveling with baby. If that's something that you're interested in, then keep on watching as we get into it. Don't forget, hit the like button and subscribe. And of course, don't forget the notification bell to keep updated whenever a new video drops. Let's get into it. I got my tablet with me, you guys, because I don't want to miss a beat and I do not want to forget any of the steps, the tips, the tricks, and all that I got to get into with you today. Now, I am so ecstatic, so proud my baby got his wings. Oh my gosh. Yeah, proud mom moment. My baby got his wings for the very first time. We took a domestic flight out to Atlanta to, have a little celebration, some family time, and it was absolutely beautiful. I low-key want to move to Atlanta now. I ain't gonna hold you. But as a first-time mom, I want to get into 10 things that I have learned traveling with baby for the very first time. Starting out strong. First thing on the list is packing your suitcase. I definitely want to recommend that you invest in a checked luggage. Now, when it comes to baby, it is very difficult to be hauling all of these bags around the airport. Whether you have a straight flight, connecting flight, domestic or international, it really doesn't matter. The less you have to travel with throughout the airport while you have baby is the lighter, easier, best way to go about it. I kid you not. Whenever you have too much luggage, you have to maneuver having the baby with you and also having all of that extra luggage, whether it is your personal item, the carry-on, whatever you got with you, the diaper bag on top of that. It's just gonna be way too much and it's gonna frustrate you throughout the process because you have to be checking on baby throughout the time. You also have to keep an eye on your luggage as well. And you just want to have a seamless, easy process going throughout the airport. The less luggage you can have traversing through the airport, the easier your travel will be. Up, number two, coming in strong. Parking, airport parking. Now, for our first trip, my husband and I decided to leave our car at the airport. At the Miami International Airport, it's $25 per day. So you can do the math and plan your trip ahead. We thought it was very safe to leave our car there for a couple of reasons. One, if we left our car at home and then took an Uber to the airport, that round trip, the Uber ride would actually exceed the cost of the parking for the couple of days that we would leave the car at the airport. Now, can you even imagine that? It's just the truth. It's just the truth. Also, we wanted to have that ease and comfort of traveling with the baby to and from the airport. So when we landed back at Miami to head home, we didn't want to have to be sitting outside, waiting on an Uber to pull up, waiting on somebody to pull up to come get us. We just wanted to be off the plane and in our car. So that definitely made the process easier. Airport parking. Yeah. Number 3, y'all. If you are traveling with baby and if you're gonna do like me, I had the car seat and the stroller all the way through the airport. After I passed TSA, all the way up to the gate, I actually gate checked my travel system. That's a 2-piece set, the stroller and the car seat. Tip number 3 is invest in the cover bag for both the car seat and the stroller. Reason why I'm advising this is because when you gate check the system, they're going to put a tag on your items. They're going to put a tag on the stroller and a separate tag on the car seat. You do not just want to leave that open because the gate agents are going to be handling your personal items. It's going to be stowed under the plane. You just do not want to have that opened because baby is going to be sitting and touching that same set. So I've got the whole coverage separately for the stroller and for the car seat. And then I put the tag on the cover. Then I left it at the front door of the plane and they gate checked it. When I got off the plane, when you deplane, they bring it right back to the door of the plane and you can have it set up. It was so easy and seamless. I see a lot of videos talking about the worst thing you could do is just gate check your system. I had an amazing experience with both airlines that I used for my first trip with baby. They brought everything right back to me at the door of the plane, and it was easy to just have baby in his car seat in the stroller and pushing him along throughout the airport, because even if you have the straps, your baby carrier, and you put baby in your baby carrier and you're wearing him, baby does get heavy after a while. I'm not even gonna lie to you, especially at this age. He is a growing boy. So to carry the baby and wear him throughout the airport can get a little bit tedious, can get a little bit heavy and daunting and frustrating. So I definitely recommend to bring your travel system and gate check it. Get the covering as well, just for that extra layer of protection on the car seat and on the stroller. I am going to have those product links down below in the description. Y'all know I always do that on every single video. I link the products in the description. You know I'm an Amazon girly down, so you will be able to find those links quick, easily, and seamlessly, and you'll be able to shop it for your next trip. Don't worry about it. I got you. Number 4, I kind of briefly mentioned this when I was talking about our first point with investing in the checked luggage. Less is more when you're traveling with baby. The less baggage you can bring throughout the airport is the better and easier it's going to be for you. So don't get confused. Our first point, check the bag. Just check the luggage. You are able to pack a bit more. And then, of course, point number 4, you'll have less traveling with throughout the airport on your travel day. Then point number 5, baby items are TSA exempt. I think that's very important for all the first time mamas, OG mamas. We ain't gonna leave you guys out. Once you're a mom, I think it's very important to have that comfort and sense of relief, knowing that you do not have to worry about the 3-ounce liquid limit that is a requirement when you're going through TSA. Everything pertaining to baby's food, let's not get it twisted, because his shampoo and his body wash and those body care items do not count. It's baby's food which would be exempt. So we're talking about breast milk, formula, whether it is in the powder or as liquid. We're talking about those type of items for baby. Once it's pertaining to his food, those are absolutely exempted and they would not be subject to the 3-ounce rule. Point number 6, identification. Please, 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 you do not want to have a situation where you're at the airport and you ain't got no ID. Whether you're flying domestically, you are able to use your driver's license. Of course, please ensure that it is the real ID. That is being enforced coming up this month of February, actually, February of 2026. They are enforcing the real ID compliance once you're traveling domestically in the United States. There's also going to be a fee if you do not have your ID. If you do not have your real ID, TSA will be able to do that pre-check for your identification at a fee, of course, and it will only be valid for 10 days. So to avoid all that dilemma, ensure that you have your ID and it is compliant for domestic flights and international flights wherever you're going. When it comes to baby, this part's important. If your baby is traveling in your lap, you do not need an ID for baby. They will check him in under your boarding pass and your ID when he goes through TSA. That's if he is in your lap. If he has a paid seat, if your baby has a paid seat, you do need to bring identification for your baby. IDs for your baby range from his birth certificate or his passport. Domestic flights, they do accept the birth certificate, but if you're traveling internationally with the baby, everyone on your ticket needs to have their passport once y'all are leaving the country. Okay. In my case, even though we were flying domestic at the time, I ensured that I had every documentation for my baby. You ain't gonna play with me. Okay. I had his passport card, and which is a form of picture ID for my son. And I also had his passport book, and I had his birth certificate, and I had our marriage certificate as his parents to show that, hey, listen, this is mama, that's dad, and this is baby born in wedlock. Don't play, don't play, don't play about my baby. Don't play about my child. He's my one and only. But I am just sharing that I took it upon myself to make sure that I was prepared for our first flight with baby. And I wanted to ensure that you know the do's and don'ts when it comes onto the identification of your child when you are traveling both domestically and internationally. Yeah, let's keep going. Number 7. This one's really important. How did I manage when we were taking off? I was so nervous and fearful because when the plane takes off, that air pressure and your ears get popped and it feels very uncomfortable as you ascend to that air pressure on the plane. Now, this is a very helpful tip. You have to time this perfectly. Now, when we're on the runway, I gave the baby a bottle and he was soothing on his bottle. Then when he finished drinking his milk, then I gave him his pacifier and he began to sleep in his dad's lap for the whole time the plane was taking off. And I was like, yes, thank you, Jesus. So baby was fast asleep when the plane was taking off. So I didn't have any issues with baby being fussy, baby screaming, baby being uncomfortable, or any of that because he quite literally slept the whole time the plane take off. He didn't wake up until we were already halfway through the journey in the middle of the air. Like, I absolutely loved it. I love that he had a very seamless, comfortable experience. And I definitely recommend that you try that technique as well. Whenever the plane is taking off, try to ensure that baby is soothing and next to falling asleep. Whether you're going to give him a bottle or his pacifier, whatever you choose to do, mama, try your very best to make sure that baby is soothed and comfortable so that baby's not fussy and uncomfortable throughout that first flight experience. Tip number 8. This one is very important, very, very important. Bring a portable bottle warmer. Whenever you're maneuvering throughout the airport, you never know. Sometimes flights get delayed, flights get canceled. There is a plethora of things that can happen whenever you're traveling with baby. Your connecting flight may not be on time. Your one-way, anything can happen. So you want to make sure that you are prepared as possible. On top of that, you know that the airport and the plane too is usually really very cold. So you want to make sure that you have a warmer of some kind that is portable, of course, that can keep baby's bottle warm as you're traveling throughout the airport, sitting at your gate, waiting on the plane. You want to make sure that you can have something to keep baby's bottle warm because the worst thing ever is to have the milk get cold and then baby's like, nah, I don't want that. And then baby begins to get fussy and angry because one, he's hungry, and two, the milk is cold. You do not want that to happen because in the airport, because the temperatures are colder in the airport, colder on the plane, it is so much easier for the formula for your breast milk, for the bottle to just get colder faster. So definitely want to invest in a portable bottle warmer throughout your travels in the airport. This is also another good tip. You want to have a warmer in your checked luggage as well. So for example, whenever you get to your destination, you're going to go to your Airbnb or to your hotel or you're visiting family, whatever your situation is, you want to also have a bottle warmer with you on your trip so that whenever you are lodging, you can also warm your bottles, especially throughout the night. You do not want to use the bottle warmer for both traveling and also for lodging. It will not last you. Reason being, remember, you're going to need time to charge the bottle warmer for whenever you're actually on the street, doing your activities, doing your excursions. So whenever you get home, you want to use the other warmer that you can plug in so that you have that longevity throughout the night. Because trust me, as mentioned earlier, you do not want a fussy, hungry, uncomfortable baby throughout your entire trip. So that's definitely my recommendation on the warmers, on the bottle warmers. Number 9, very important, very important. Plane toys, very important. Plane friendly toys. Go get you one of these. Definitely buy you a couple of toys that baby can play with while on the plane. What I did specifically, those fidget spinners? I got a couple of those that had the suction cup on the back where you can paste it onto the window of the plane. And so, of course, baby's in your lap. He can always spin it and play with it until he gets bored and, of course, falls asleep at some point. The reason for this is you definitely want to keep baby entertained throughout the flight. Just trust and believe. Entertainment for baby while in flight is very important because I know while they're so young at this age, you cannot control when they cry and for how long they cry. And let's be for real, you do not want to be on a 2-hour flight, 3-hour flight, and baby's just constantly crying the entire time. Whether he's hungry, he's bored, he's frustrated, he's miserable, fussy, whatever the reason may be, we want to create a comfortable, peaceful environment for not just you, your baby, but for also other people that are going to be on the flight with you. But most importantly, you want baby to be comfortable for their very first flight. And even if it's not their first flight, they've had their wings for some time and they've been taken off, you also want to just make sure that their experience is a comfortable one. It makes your life as mama way more easier. Trust and believe. Then lastly, tip number 10. And I think this one is way more important than anything else that I've mentioned. Mama, give yourself grace. That's tip number 10. Give yourself grace. I am a first time mom myself. I have never been a mother before. In my case, I was the youngest of my siblings, the youngest of my cousins, up until recently though. But the point I'm making, I had never been in a position where I was responsible for another human being. I was the youngest of everyone else, so everyone was kind of rallying around me. Like my brother was always pitching in to take care of me. My cousins was always, that was the vibe. I never had to be the one to take care of anyone else. So when my son was born, it shifted the entire trajectory of how I approached my life and, of course, how I approach motherhood, because now I am responsible for these 10 toes, 10 fingers. This entire human being is under my purview, under my responsibility. And it's important that I do not fail him and I do not let him down. So in all things, give yourself grace. You have never been on this journey of motherhood before. It is a learning experience. You are not going to know everything. You are not going to figure out everything on the first go as well. You can be watching videos like this. Of course, I want you to watch my content. Hello. Of course, you're going to watch videos like this where people are sharing their experiences and the tips that can help you along the way. But it's also important that you realize that you and your baby may not conform to the experiences of others. It's gonna be different all around for every other person. Every mom is different, every baby is different. And so the way you parent your child is not gonna be the same as someone else and their individual experience. So take it with a grain of salt. And of course, do you, mama, do what works best for you and your baby. Give yourself grace to learn, grace to change, grace to adapt, grace to make mistakes, grace to learn from all the experiences of others before you. Give yourself grace to be better. Yes, ma'am. That's what's up. Those are the 10 tips that trust and believe I learned the hard way. I learned throughout my very first trip flying with baby as a first time mom. So definitely leave me a comment and let me know which one of these tips opened your eyes a little bit more, which one of these tips you found to be most helpful. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and stay plugged into all the content you're going to be seeing here on my YouTube channel. Definitely looking out for more videos of this kind right here on L Productions. Bye for now, everyone.